He's tackled solidly by Savanatha. 10-metre line Australian territory. And almost a try from the kick-off there, Mark Ella.
Well, it was certainly spectacular stuff, and I'm just glad Australia kept their composure, made that first up tackle, and in the end really forced Fiji back.
Something of a surprise here. Australia leaving out Steve Tyman and Nick Farr-Jones, two of their best players, so they must be confident of beating Fiji in this semi-final. This is Tomasi. And a lovely pass inside. First try of the game to Savanatha. Missed tackle by Papworth. And Fiji shocks Australia in the first minute.
Well, that was a little bit disorganised by the Australian defence. David Campese had the Fijian player covered on the outside, and there was only one way he could pass, and that was the inside. And unfortunately, Brett Papworth just slipped a little bit and allowed the first try to go to Fiji.
Well, there's the try scorer, Savanatha Arya, and he had an unopposed run to the goal line. And you can see it's going to be a very difficult conversion attempt. But the Australians now in real hot water, with Fiji taking the early lead by 4 points to 0. 7 minutes each way, but remembering the finals of the bowl, plate and cup will all be 10 minutes each way. Manasa, who's the hooker for Fiji. They have a new look side, Fiji. Leading up to this game, in the pool and quarter-final, they'd rattled up 82 points to 4. Beating Singapore in the pool match 42-0 and then Bahrain 28-0, but then having a real tough go against Canada before getting up 12-4.
Well, Goro is certainly taking as long as time as possible. Obviously, if you're in front, it certainly helps the delay, but really, I thought the referee should have given him a little bit more of a hurry up.
We've had nearly 3 minutes of play. Referee has taken time off. And Manasa now with his kick. That's going to be well wide. So Australia down 4-0. And the crowd buzzing with excitement at the moment because they're sensing an upset. Australia made an exit last year in the semi-final against the French Barbarians. Michael Liner with the kick-off. That was the first try scored against Australia in the whole tournament so far. Lumba. And here he goes again, Savanatha. Poitevins there, here's Campese. He didn't want it. Number 1, Joe Tonga. Another try to Fiji. Sasewa. Fiji just moving the ball wide again to the right flank, then turning on the gas.
Well, that's all it was. He went down the right side, put the kick over Tyneham, and I think Campese was coming flying across. Unfortunately, the Fijian player just popped it over his head and regathered. Papworth was streaking across the field in great support. I think it was Sisawa scoring underneath the post. Great try for Fiji.
Well, the conversion from in front will make it 10-0. 4 minutes of play gone. And it looks as though we have a major upset on our hands here. Just taking a few steps back. Brian Smith under the posts there, coming out quickly, but it's 10-0.
Again, the name of the game is to keep possession. The Fiji have had all the possession and done the right thing. They've posted 10 points. Australia have got to try and keep their composure, try and gain possession, throw it about, and hopefully score some points.
So there's the clock, 4 minutes gone. 2 tries to Fiji. Savanatha one, Sasewa the other. And sure hands by Manasa. He follows again. Knocked Brian Smith out of the way. Fiji break out again, only Campese in front. Is it another try? It is! Tomasi! Oh, sensational stuff from the fabulous Fijians. The crowd has gone berserk.
And again, Australia's suffering from the fundamental errors. Corker was the closest man there, but being a big man, he just couldn't keep that pace up. Again, Campese was coming across and cover defence, but alas, Fiji just had too many numbers.
Sasewa, one-handed pass inside, and Tomasi unmarked. Third try to Fiji. (14-0). Just 5 minutes gone, and 3 spectacular tries from the Fijians. The Australians behind the goal line looking shell-shocked at the moment. Manasa taking a lot of time with this kick. He's right on the touchline. Referee is Mr. Ian Scott from Hong Kong. Well, he's really taken an eternity, Manasa. All to no avail. But nearly 7 minutes up on the clock, so close to half-time, but there has been time off for some stoppages.
I doubt very much if Australia can come back now. To let the opposition such a disquality score 14 points is just unbelievable.
Poitevin coming through. But the Fijians have all the answers at the moment. And a penalty against Australia, tackling the man not in possession. Referee pointing at number 2, Poitevin. Lumba kicks ahead. Well, what can Australia do here? This is Campese. Close to half-time. Australia needs a converted try. He's isolated himself. The Fijians are there in numbers. Lumba, look at this tackle. Number 4, Manasa got the ball back. Here's Liner. Australia with a chance now. Poitevin couldn't handle. He lost to the head. All ferocious defence there from Fiji.
I notice that David Campese is playing at fullback, and probably correctly. The Fijians, now that they're in front, will kick every opportunity just to turn the Australians around.
Australia pushing Fiji right back off the mark. Nearly 8 minutes gone now in this first half. Not in straight, free kick to Australia, just short of the halfway line. Well, if Australia's to have any chance of pulling off this game, they must score before half-time. Here's Michael Liner. Campese to Papworth. Stepping inside, back to Campese. They're probing up the centre. Brian Smith. Back to Miller. Now it goes to Papworth. Long pass picked up by Liner. Coker supports. The big man. He's clobbered. Beautiful tackle by Joe Tonga. It was a bit too high, though, says the referee, Mr. Scott. Penalty Australia. Australia's got to spread this ball wide. Here they go. Jeff Miller. He tries to slip it back and does. Another penalty. 5 metres out. Liner. Back it goes to Poitevin. And it's been lost there by Coker. Fiji recovers. And that didn't seem to be very composed play by the Australians.
No, it was a bad option then. Simon Poitevin called for the ball and decided to try and bust through these Fijians. They're just too big. The ball should be going out and utilising Campese, Liner and Papworth. Those guys are the playmakers.
Half-time score. Fiji in the lead over Australia by 14 points to 0. Well, it's been a chaotic first half. Some absolutely breathtaking play from the Fijians, and the Australians with the big job in front now to come back in the second half.
Well, they certainly have got to score very, very early. The longer this game goes now without them scoring, the less chances they will have. Already 14 points it means 3 scores, and against the Fijians, I don't think they can do it.
Yes, I can't recall a side coming from 14 points down at half-time in a match as important as this one. But there's still 7 minutes of football remaining. Fiji tries to Sasewa, Savanatha and Tomasi. Manasa has kicked 1 conversion. And this match is being broadcast on radio live to Fiji. So you can imagine the excitement in the islands at the moment. With the Fijians ahead by 14 points to 0. They've won the championship here in Hong Kong 4 times. They've been here on all 12 occasions. Kick-off for the second half. Fiji in the lead by 14 to 0. Australia looking for possession. Smith lost it. Back it goes to Miller. Scrambly play at the moment. Here's Papworth. He was flung to ground. He's still going. That was a high tackle. Number 1, Joe Tonga. Papworth thrown over the touchline. Australia clear the ball to Campese. He goes straight ahead. What can he do, Campese? Oh, high tackle. Play on, says the referee. He's not playing advantage. Another high tackle. And that was very unnecessary play there from the Fijians. That was headhunting if ever I've seen it.
That was unbelievable play. The Fijians don't have to do this. All they've got to do is just keep calm. But if they keep on going like this, the referee will penalise them out of this game.
So Australia clear it now to Liner. Back it goes to Coker. Coker striding out. He's almost there. Australia try to set it back. Smith is in there for the ball. And it's only metres out. A minute gone in the second half.
Again, Coker can't afford to take the play up and kill the ball. He's got to throw the ball around. Just be a link man.
Fiji right on their goal line. Back it goes to Liner. He's very close. Solid defence again. The referee's in the way. Coker trying to maul it back. But still Australia's scrum feed.
Australia have got to really throw that ball about. They're bunching the play up. They can spread these Fijians. They'll be tired. Got to throw the ball about.
Well, the Fijians tired very quickly in their quarter-final. And offside play there by Poliasi. Well, that was a professional foul. Here's Coker going himself. Well, they're taking the wrong options, Australia. Now it must be a try to Liner. Is he there? The referee has said yes. Finally, the score comes for the men in gold, but they can't afford to waste time if they have any victory aspirations. 14 points to 4. 2 minutes gone in the second half.
Again, Australia should have scored this try right then. The pass should have gone out wide. Michael, to his credit, held the ball and finally got his way over, but gee whiz, he made that hard work. When Australia have got to start to play as a team at the moment, Coker's taken 2 or 3 balls up and virtually stopped possession. They've got to play as a unit.
So Liner now with a vital kick. He's kicked 15 from 18 in the tournament so far. He's also scored 5 tries for a total of 50 points. How's that one? Just out to the right. 10 points the difference. Australia needs 2 more tries. 2.5 minutes gone. And the Fijians taking all the time in the world.
Well, the Fijians obviously trying to waste as much time as they can. The referee obviously is not going to let them do that. But I think the longer this game goes, the more tired the Fijians will become. And if Australia can live that ball, as I've been indicating, this could be a close one in the end.
So here's Lumba with the dropout. Brian Smith underneath. That's Campese. Campese looking around. Poiterman. Back to Campese. Spotted a gap. Long pass out to Liner. Campese again. He's through. This should be another Australian try. Miller's supporting. Oh, big pass infield to Liner. He's looking for his second try. Miller, he'll score it. Australia back in the game.
Well, that was superb work by the Australians. All started with David Campese. When this man wants to do something, he does it. Michael Liner kept it going through a couple of dummies and then back to Jeff Miller, who really finished off a great Australian try.
So we've had 4 minutes of play now. Fiji ahead 14-0. Can Australia pull off a miraculous recovery here in this Cup semi-final? They've really done it tough so far. And that was Jeff Miller's first try of the tournament. Liner from an almost identical position. Has missed it again. So Australia needs a converted try for a tie of the scores. That would make it 14-all. And then if it's still tied at full time, we go into extra time. But that's a long way ahead because Fiji has the lead. 2 minutes to go. 14 points to 8. Australia needing a converted try.
Well, the Fijian side look very, very tired, and they're starting to hang back. They can't afford to drop their defensive pattern at all if they want to beat Australia.
This is very vital, this kick-off. Australia needs possession. Smith has it to Campese. This is dangerous for Fiji now. Papworth to Liner. Back to Miller. He lost it back. Oh, it's almost a try. Tomasi's there. Now it's Jeff Miller. Campese. He kicks ahead. Long chase for Manassa. Australia coming up in numbers. 5.5 minutes gone. There's only 2 Fijians back there. The rest are walking. Charge down. Chance for Australia. There's no one there for Fiji. Only 4 men there. Poiterman releases the ball.
Well, I can't understand what happened there, but certainly Poiterman should have thrown that ball as soon as he got it to his men out wide. There was no need to hold that ball at all.
Well, if the game does go to extra time, if Australia can score a converted try, Fiji will be lucky to stand up. They're very tired boys at the moment. This is Australia's chance. Papworth to Campese to Liner. Liner still going. Oh, bad pass to Papworth. Well, they rushed that.
Again, a great opportunity, but unfortunately Michael's pass just went to Papworth's knees. Come on, at this stage you can't afford to panic, and every pass needs to go to hand.
6.5 minutes gone. Australia in big trouble here now. Free kick in the second row. Still Australia has a chance.
The Fijians are almost walking.
What an exciting game this has been. The most exciting of the tournament so far. Campese racing back to the ball. Campese and Tomasi. Tomasi released it. He got up again. The referee's waiting. And what's he going to do? 5-metre scrum. Australia with the put in. Australia needs a converted try. Fiji ahead by 14-8. We're almost at full time. Came out the same tunnel. This will surely be the last scrum of the game. 7.5 minutes gone by our clock. Can Australia get the last-ditch try? Here's Liner. Free kick to Fiji. Australia not retiring 10. The ball's been thrown over the dead ball line, and that would appear to be the end for the men in gold.
They really needed that scrum. The ball had to go in straight, and then they gave away another 10 yards by silly throwing the ball dead. You know, it all takes time.
8 minutes showing on the clock. A minute over the scheduled 7. Fiji in possession. Poliasi. He kicks the ball into touch. It's all over. The Fijians have done it. Australia bows out of the Hong Kong Sevens for the second year in a row in the semi-finals. Fiji running up a 14-0 lead. At half-time, Australia coming back, but they were, in the end, beaten by the better side on the day.
I can't believe that Australia went in the game without Tyneman and Farr Jones, 2 of their best players. Admittedly, towards the end of that match, Australia were playing all over Fiji, but they lost the game in the first 5 minutes. Really, when Coker was there, the Fijians were able to break away and really set up that winning lead, and in the end, they clung on to a narrow victory.
So there it is. A huge ovation for these fabulous men from Fiji. They have lowered the Australians, the number 2 seeds, by 14 points to 8. And as Mark Ellis said, they wrapped it up in the early stages of that first half, and the Australians never really recovered. There's Simon Poiterman, but very stern faces for the Australians. The Fijians all smiles, and why wouldn't they be? They've won through to the cup final against New Zealand. So next up we'll have the bowl final, and that will be between Hong Kong and Sri Lanka. But let's have a break after that breathtaking